You know what we should do? We should get drunk and have a big sing-song. No, a naked sing-song. Yes, that would be fun.
They say the college has been snooping around Sartal. Mages are very quick. No good can come of that.
Concentrate. The battlefield is full of distractions.
As High Priest of the Eight Divines, I bid you welcome.
Think I'll forge me a new sword. I've been looking just in case things go awry. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hand blacksmith's apprentice, you see. Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
me guess. You want to talk? Huh, you're no fun. I rather enjoyed our little chat. I think the Fletcher in solitude is a bit wary of me after what... Do you think I'm pretty? I'm feeling a little self-conscious. I love saying that to guys when they are with their wives. They don't know what to say. As if they say yes, their wives
March
get
is
jealous.
an important buffer
And
zone
if they
between
say
the rebel
no,
forces
I
and the
pretend to be
capital.
really upset and they
Ulfric
feel
will try
bad.
to break through at some point.
What? I have to amuse myself somehow.
We will oust Ulfric from Windhelm soon enough, and when we do, I'll have his head on a plate. Ulfric will want to take Whiterun from us, but we will hold fast. We can't give the rebellion free rein through the center of Skyrim. We will oust Ulfric from Windhelm soon enough, and when we do, I'll have his head on a plate. Controlling the Pale gives Ulfric a port town and takes the pressure off of Windhelm. But it's only a matter of time before it's back in our hands.
What do you need? Of course. It's so nice to just talk, if you say so. Anytime. I would like to know if you know of a diet that will allow you to eat as many sweet rolls as you wish without putting on weight.
There's gotta be a requirement for alchemists to burn their tongues off or something. I mean, no one with sanity can seriously snort vampire dust.
Fascinating.
Concentrate. The battlefield is full of distractions. Ignore them. Focus on your targets.
Carlotta Valente is quite good looking. All the men in Whiterun say so. What do you think?
I went into the clothes shop ran by some snobby high elves in Solitude. They said that if I had to ask the price, then I was in the wrong place. So I said, with what you're wearing, you must be in the wrong place. And it's no wonder people don't ask the price. That shut them up.
Winking Skeever. Take a load off and enjoy the atmosphere.
Seems there's always more to be done. Ah, good to see you. I was done talking anyway.
Feel free to make requests. Sure. What can I do for you? Yes?
Fletching suits me. It's difficult and sometimes tedious. A well-made arrow strikes forth like the fury of a god.
Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes with a voice wielding power of the ancient Nord art. Believe the Dragonborn comes.
Let me guess. Are you saying you don't trust me? Fair point, actually. I wouldn't trust me. I'm glad that's sorted.
Beware, beware, the Dragonborn comes For the darkness has passed, and the legend yet grows. You'll know the Dragonborn's come.
You won't be stopping the Dragonborn. Not while I breathe.
I am not afraid of you,
Yes, please! Do keep screaming in pain. That makes the fight that much more.
Why do you even exist? You would be the kindest thing to do.
No. Not now. Come on, it's a dragon for Dovahkiin's sake.
Uh-oh.
That's close enough. Who are you?
Oh, it's you.
I'm so glad you're here. Look, I don't know how much time we have left. My brother went down this shaft a few days ago, and I'm worried. I need you to go in after him and bring him back to me alive. It could be dangerous, but if anyone can do it, it's you. Now, are you ready? I knew I could count on you. Now quickly, go!
It's not about how much gold you have. It's about how much of it you spend on me. It was a joke. Honest. Although I wouldn't mind a new dress or maybe a necklace.
If you are reading this, you stand at the entrance to an ancient dwarven city. No doubt you have never heard of it, for in all my travels and all my study, I have never read of it in any text, save for the inscription here. It reads, "Those who seek refuge will find peace here, basking in the sun under the ground. Those who seek gold will find riches beyond imagining, but will pay for this folly with their lives, for there is no return to the world of man." Is it possible there is life down there? Is it possible the dwarves are still alive after all this time? As I stand here on this precipice, war raging all over Tamriel, my mind is made up. Today, I take a leap of faith. Beloved reader, perhaps one day you will join me. Consider this an invitation or a warning.
Look, are you ready to go or not? I knew I could count on you. Now quickly, go!
What's wrong with being a milk drinker? My mom says you will get...
To whoever reads this, I am so sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you will share my fate. I have spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. But there are only two choices. Death, or the door to the house on the lake. I made the mistake of opening that door. I thought I could help them, if I found the right one, but whatever I did, it took me right back to that lake house. In the end, all I learned is that some things are worse than death. I urge you to learn from my mistakes. Best to take your own life now, than find out what awaits you beyond that door. I've locked it and hidden the key. I'll guard it with my eternal soul if I have to. But I fear even that will not be enough. For the lake house calls to you. And when it does, you must not listen. Aldrius.
Big and strong from drinking milk.
To whoever
Just
reads
look at the
this,
giants. They have cows,
I am
right?
so sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you will share my fate. I have spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. There are only two choices. Death, or the door to the house on the lake. I made the mistake of opening that door. I thought I could help them if I found the right one, but whatever I did,
The alchemist in
it took me
Skyrim
right back to
thing
that lake
comes
house.
In a potion bottle. Can
In
you
the
believe
end,
I
all
had
I
money
learned
on
is that
urinating
some
in a
things
bottle
are
and calling
worse
it
than death.
Potion of youth?
I urge you to learn
Gotta
from
get
my
straight out of town by the
mistakes.
shop owner.
Best to take your own life now, than find out what awaits you beyond that door. I've locked it and hidden the key. I'll guard it with my eternal soul if I have to. But I fear even that will not be enough.
I was in your shoes once.
And when it does,
a lifetime
you must
ago.
not listen.
I remember the way the lake house calls to you.
You will be so dead.
Do you know what I love to do when I have a little too much spare gold? I find a beggar and pay them to harass people. They are so desperate for money that they will do almost anything. It can be very entertaining to watch.
I thought to myself, do I want to die in here alone? Or do I want to open that door? It seems like a simple choice. And yet, in the end, death was the better option all along.
Uh-oh. Look over there.
Fools!
That was tough.
Yes, I'm listening. Huh, you're no fun. I'm here if you ever need me.
Please understand. I locked the lake house door to stop you from making the same mistake I made. And now, you ignore my words and come searching for the key.
Go get it. I'm gonna lay it with my arrow.
Key for a reason.
We did well. Don't you think so?
Good with conjuration. Okay. Why don't you conjure up a big mammoth wearing a hat? You can do that? Well, what use is that then? Have you ever tried bareback? I didn't like it. It started to make me a little sore after a while. What's with the funny face? I was talking about horse riding.
7 years ago, I discovered this wondrous city uninhabited. Others soon followed, heeding my invitation, and our community grew and prospered under my rule. But as I write this, I am alone once again, for my subjects have been the victims of an unspeakable atrocity. This is why, at the expense of my own life, I must open a portal that will take you into the past, before all this began. Beloved reader, you must go back, investigate what set this atrocity in motion, and prevent it by any means necessary.
What's on your mind? Is it because you're scared what I might do with it? Let's not hang around then.
You there. Where did you come from?
Strange. It looks like you just came out of the Jarl's private lake house.
A what? Oh, I see. You're a little bit crazy. Well, you're in good company here, my friend. Lots of us weren't thinking straight when we arrived. It's the first day of last seed, I believe. I guess you hit your head pretty hard coming down the shaft, huh? It's the 194th year of the Fourth Era, of course. Look, you seem a little... you know. So I'll make this nice and simple for you. Live by our laws, and we'll all get along just fine. Don't hurt anyone, don't steal anything. Same as anywhere else. Only the punishment here is much, much worse. The Jarl can tell you more, and help you get settled in. Might even have some quarters for you. I can take you to him if you like. Follow me. So, this is our farmland where we grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you ever want is leek, cabbage, and potato. If you have goods,
a kind of connection between us. I'm not sure what it is.
Most of us have few belongings.
Yes, it's natural
Just
with you
what we
being a
brought
brave
in with
adventurer.
us.
And me, well,
Only me as well. Above us is the sun under the ground. It's strange and no substitute for the real sun, of course, but these days it doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the citadel folk. Take Jarlmand, for example. standing up there on his balcony looking down on us. Just look at him.
Yeah, you're a really big man, aren't you?
Milk drinker.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your strapping new friend, Galvar?
We're on our way to see the yard. There'll be time for you to get your claws into our friend here later.
I look forward to it. You should come for a drink at my tavern, the Golden Sentinel, tonight. Just about everyone's there after dark.
Be careful with Rastasia. She...
Well, it's not my place to say. There's enough gossip in this place as it is. It's a small city after all.
This one's healthy.
Only
Last thing
24
I
of
need
us
is
at the
another
moment.
Brandis to soak up all my
23
potions.
if you don't count Brandis, who's halfway to the next life. Luke is barely managing to keep him alive.
Or the thing that destroys us all. But let's hope for the best, shall we?
Wow. There I was thinking I was a pessimist.
This is the Citadel, where the Jarl and his guests live. If you manage to worm your way in with them, you might get to live here too.
Gulver, what do you think you're doing? You're meant to be working the Owl's farm, not trudging dirt into his citadel.
Hjormund, take it easy, would you? I was just showing our new friend here to the Jarl.
Well, how about you get back to work, and I take our new friend the rest of the way? If you don't work, none of us eat, Gulver. Remember that.
How could I forget?
Fine, I'll get back to work.
It was nice meeting you, my friend. Stop by for a chat anytime you like.
I'm sorry about that. That probably sounded a bit harsh, but it's my job to make sure we all have enough to eat. I'm Hjormund. Let's head up to the next floor then, shall we? Stay close behind me. Wouldn't want you getting lost now, would we?
So you're pretty good at using a weapon with both hands. Then again, I heard you only like handling big weapons.
I haven't had any new arrivals in a while. Since Marius. But he mostly keeps to himself. Bit secretive, actually. Most people are pretty friendly though. And so they should be. This is the closest you'll get to Sovngarde in all of Tamriel. No crime, no conflict. Most folk don't even bother locking the doors. Even if you could steal something without breaking the dwarves' law, it's not as if you could sell it to anyone here.
Welcome. I'm Gaia. Do come and say hello when you're free.
Always got her nose buried in a book, that one. Helps out Brawl down in the city, our resident expert about the history and laws of the Dwemer. Last I heard, they were trying to track down some dwarven artifacts. Should ask Brawl about it, if you're into that sort of thing. This is the Citadel kitchen. Remember to be polite to our cook Asanchi. She does her best with what she has, which isn't much. Let's head up to the Owl's Farm.
You wouldn't want to keep the Jarl waiting, would you?
If we just ask around, I'm sure someone will give us a question.
Alright, so we're about to meet Jarl Metellus. there's a couple of things you should know about him if you want to make a good impression. First, he was the first one here. Well, he was here before the rest of us anyway. So the Citadel is his, and we're all his guests. Second, he's very protective of this place, and won't tolerate anyone disturbing the peace. So be on your best behaviour, and you should be fine. This is the top of the Citadel. The bathhouse is off limits, and I'm not even sure what's behind the gold door. Only the Jarl has ever gone in there. Alright, you're on your own from here. I've got lazy farmers to supervise. Good luck with the Jarl, and I'll see you around.
The Jarl's waiting for you on his balcony, on your left.
There's a face I don't recognize. Welcome to my city. I'm Jarl Metellus. Tell me, what is your name? It's always exciting to meet a new member of our small community. Now, before I forget, since you're here for good, you'll need some quarters. Here's a key to the last vacant chambers down in the city, between Brawl and Lukey. It's all yours. Now tell me, what brings you to my city? I sent you here. I'm not sure what you mean. Well, let's see. This is my handwriting. The victims of an unspeakable atrocity. I will open a portal that will take you into the past. You must go back. This is real, isn't it? I've even toyed with the idea of creating a portal between 2 points in time, with Brawl's help. But that's odd. My letter makes no mention of what caused the disaster. I suppose I was in a hurry. So tell me, what's going to happen to us? That's exactly what I saw when I first discovered this place, several years ago. It seems whatever happened then is going to happen again. I think it has something to do with the dwarves' lore. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Yes, you see, the dwarves who built this place left inscriptions. Brawl hasn't been able to fully translate them, but we understand some parts. This warning keeps coming up. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. We think that breaking the law here will cause some kind of event. The truth is, I've used the dwarves' law to frighten my people into obedience, and it's worked so far. But someone's about to break that law. Let me think. Your arrival here is exactly what I need. You've helped me a great deal by bringing this note to my attention. I wonder if you could do me another favor. I need you to investigate the city. You must work out who is going to break the dwarves' law. Once you have a name, come back and tell me immediately. As Jarl, I authorize you to go anywhere you need to go, including private homes. But if someone asks you to leave, you should do so immediately. I can't promise either of those things, but I will certainly do everything within my power to help you once you've helped my people. And of course, if you decide to stay, I would make sure you enjoy a comfortable life here. Now what do you say? Will you help me? Thank you. Now, you mustn't tell anybody where you're from or what may be about to happen here. People do foolish things when they panic. If it helps you, you're welcome to borrow the book on my desk. It contains the names and addresses of my subjects. Just don't show it to anyone. Goodbye for now, and good luck. I don't need to tell you what will happen if you fail.
This is actually quite fun.
Got my eye on ya. What? Did you say something to me? No use talking to me, young'un. Can't hear a word you're saying. Both me ears went years ago. Still got my one good eye, though. All I need. Used to be a vigilant Ostender till I slipped up. You take it from me. You ever find yourself toe-to-toe with the flame Atronach, you make sure you put some distance between you before you kill it. Otherwise, whoosh. Eyes, ears, and hair gone, all at the same time. Didn't catch a word, and I'll be honest, being deaf ain't half so bad as you'd think. No one bothering you, asking questions. Sorry, young'un. No idea what you're saying. Sorry, young'un. No idea what you're saying.
Hey there. All right. See you later. Well, as you know, the Jarl is my father. Or, at least, that's what he tells people. What he doesn't tell anyone is that I'm adopted. And the worst part is, I don't even know why he adopted me in the first place. I mean, he doesn't seem to care about me at all. Sometimes I feel more like his prisoner than his daughter. If we weren't trapped in here, I'd run away in a heartbeat. Oh, he really is. He's always telling everyone what to do. I don't know how everyone puts up with him. Did you know he calls this place his citadel? And he and his friends don't do any work. Everything gets done by the people down in the city. He'll probably try to make you work for him too. But don't just do whatever he says. People around here should really learn to stand up to him. You know my father would be upset to hear you ask that. I love it. Me, I'm not even allowed out of the citadel. I'm so bored. Father doesn't want me mixing with the common folk. He's all, why don't you read one of the books Gaia brought you? Books? I'm almost 18. I want to have fun, like normal girls my age. Or do anything to take my mind off where I am. I thought about getting one of those awful Nord tattoos. Father would hate that. But then that bitch Asanchi told me about her skooma habit. I don't want to drink it, oh. But if I get some, I just know I could get that junkie to spill her guts about everyone in this place. Great! I wouldn't even know where to start looking. But there's got to be a stash or a recipe somewhere in the city. Come back as quick as you can. Any luck finding some skooma? You got some! Well done! Now, take it down to Asanchi in the kitchen and see if you can squeeze her for information. It'll be hilarious. Hey there.
I'm a little busy, but what do you need? Bye. What? You think if you butter me up, I'll start making food for you too? Forget it. My kitchen's for Citadel residents only. Go make your own food. Well, fine. My story? I'm the Citadel cook. In this life. Not exactly how I thought my life would end up. But it's better than it was on the surface. That. Seems like a long time ago. I had a very easy life for myself in Markarth. Married to a silver merchant. Maybe it was a little too easy. I was bored. A lot. Started looking for something to do. A friend introduced me to skooma. It was fun. For a while. But you know how it goes. I was a living cliche. Lost my husband, my home, my easy life. Then I found myself doing things I'm not proud of. That's when I realized if I couldn't keep myself away from the skooma, I'd have to keep it away from me. So when I found the entrance to this place, I knew what I had to do. Haven't touched the stuff since. Still get the cravings. Sometimes I'd kill for one last bottle. But no point in thinking about it down here. Right. Is that what I think it is? Can I have it? Whatever you want. I could give you food or information. You find out all sorts of secrets being the chef in a place like this. Will that do? Well, there's Marius. He's growing plants in his room that can really only be used for making poisons. Not sure what he's up to, but it's nothing good. Have you met Saphira Indomitus downstairs? Saphira despises that rude bastard. I don't blame her. Not that she'd ever say it to his face. There's barely enough food to feed everyone in the city, but the Jarl insists on double rations. I don't see how he could be eating that much. Oh, gods. I've missed this. So good. Oh, my God, that's good. A little weak, heavy on the nightshade, light on the moon sugar, but it feels like home. Thank you. This'll be our little secret, right? Ooh, now, I'd better finish up in the kitchen before the hallucinations really kick in.
Out of all the Daedric princes, Sanguine is the only one I would actually consider worshipping.
Oh, sorry.
He understands how to have a good time and knows the importance of alcohol. I quite like Sheogorath too. Let me guess. You want to talk? Which song? That's one of my favorites. The hero has a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes.
Oh, hello
with a
there.
voice wielding power and some ancient
I'm a Breton from
lord
High Rock.
art.
I've studied history at the Imperial City, which led me to Skyrim in search of Roman ruins. And now I'm here. Some days I just can't believe my luck. Working with Bro, researching the richest source of drummer history and technology I could have imagined. I feel like we're on the brink of some amazing discoveries about the Dwemer. Who knows? Maybe we'll find not all of them have disappeared. I could, but Bro knows much more than I do. You should be able to find him in his chambers down the city.
Everybody, let's sing. I don't know all the words, so I'm
A way out of
making
here?
them up.
Are you kidding? Why would I want to get out of here? I can't think of a single place in all Tamriel I'd rather be. Now that you mentioned it, I do. I need you to get something for me, and it won't be easy. I've tried everything I can think of, and still nothing. There's a big Nord living down in the city called Rikus. You may have seen him walking around in an immaculate example of dwarven armor. I need that armor. It's the only one like it, and I believe it to be crucial in unlocking the secret of this place.
The trouble is, before I could get a good look at it, that brute Rykas claimed it as his own, and has been wearing it ever since. I've tried everything. Appeals to his better nature, flattery, charm, even threats. It's like negotiating with a brick wall. The only thing I haven't tried is violence, and you know how that would end. But I'm convinced there's a way to get it. There has to be.
Thank you. If you do manage to get it, you're welcome to keep it. I just need to have a quick look at it, that's all.
We can talk, but be quick. I'm Saphira. I'm from Markarth, from a part called the Warrens. If you've never gone there, don't. Just don't. About a year ago, I met a guy there. Said he was there for business. Nobody has any business being in the Warrens. But he had coin, and when he saw me, I saw a way out. Long story short, I followed him here. The more I think about it, though, I would have been better off in the Warrens with the beggars and skeevers. Guess you haven't met him, huh? Take my advice. Stay as far away from him as you can. If only... Look, whoever dreamt up the Dwarves' Law didn't think it through. Maybe it was meant to protect people, but what it really does is make everybody too afraid to stand up for themselves or challenge people in power, and Domitus knows that. He's next in line as Jarl of this place, so he gets his way by threatening to punish anyone who doesn't do what he wants. He's never physically hit anyone here, but the point is, he doesn't have to. I've seen him make grown men cry. Nords, they don't cry easily. I cry most days. I think about leaving him, but where would I go? He says he'd make sure I wound up living in poverty again, like poor old Dooley. No, interfering will only make things worse. The only way you can help me is to find a way out of this city, or do something about the Dwarves' Law. I don't know if there's a way out or not, but there are places beneath this city nobody has ever explored. If I were you, I'd start with the tunnels. Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for. Funny, I was gonna ask you the same question. Alright, but we never had this chat, okay?
Using just one hand for your weapon. I always thought you had good wrist action. But then again, women can be quite good with their hands.
Hello, Petal. My story, it's about a quiet man who preferred to keep to himself, short and sharp. My story, it's about a quiet man who preferred to keep to himself, short and sharp.
Yes, I do. Death.
Death is the only way out of here. You do that.
Help! There's a looter coming into the city. I saw a man come down the shaft, but he was armed and he looked like a looter. If he makes it into the city and starts attacking people, he'll break the dwarves' law, and who knows what will happen. You have to stop him. Everybody, go home and lock your doors.
The many shall suffer. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Sword. Uh-oh. Look over there.
You don't look so tough to me.
You must stop this from happening.
My letter.
You've obviously obviously never met me. Otherwise, you would be cowering right now. You don't look so tough to me.
What makes this smell?
You there. Where did you come from?
What are you talking about? I've never met you. You're right. I was. How could you have possibly known that? Is that some kind of sorcerer? Well, I don't want any trouble. Let me get out of your way. Let's forget this happened, shall we? Friend, you really should be speaking. Well, it's a sad one. But I don't mind telling it. Name's Golvar. I'm a farmer. Always was. Grew up on a farm near Whiterun. It was a good life. Fresh milk and eggs every day. Running around the farm barefoot with my brother and sisters. Never even had to lock our doors. One day, when I was about 18, my father and I were carting some produce into the market when we saw a group of strangers in the top field. My father told me to run back to the house and get his axe. So I did. I ran so fast I almost threw up. But by the time I got back, it was too late. I found him dead by the side of the road. The cart and all our produce was gone. That was the first time I learned about bandits. My mother passed soon after, and I took over the farm. Now, I'm as good a farmer as any, and better than most, but things went downhill from there. The raiding started before long. I'd come outside at dawn and find a few chickens missing. Next it was a cow, then 2 cows. That was the first time in 5 generations my family started locking its doors at night. We knew the guards from Whiterun weren't going to help us. One night, when we had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who it was and what they wanted. I took my father's axe and pulled the door open real quick. Before he knew it, that bandit had my father's axe right down the middle of his skull. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was burned to rubble. my family slaughtered like cattle. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. It still burns whenever I think about it. Well, at least I got one of the bastards. Cleaved that grin of his right in half. Sometimes it helps me get to sleep at night. Sometimes. Anyhow, after that I drifted some. Took odd jobs around Falkreath. But nothing seemed to work out. And then I guess I got desperate. You know, I started taking things. Just small things. Carrots and cabbages. Just enough to survive. I wasn't proud of it. And then one day, I watched myself break into some guy's farmhouse and help myself to his things. And I guess I realized what I'd become. Next thing I knew, I was looking for a place to die. And I found the entrance to this place. And that shaft. And I started my life over again. Well, I'm a farmer, but the land I work isn't mine. Metellus had declared himself Jarl and claimed all the farmland before I got here. I'm not. All I've ever wanted is to make a living by working the land. But it seems someone always has to go and steal the fruits of my labor. That bloody Jarl. He's no better than the bandits who destroyed my life. Only difference is he uses words instead of weapons. But he'll get his. One day. Just do me a favor and keep that last part to yourself, would you? See you around.
Hi there. Fine, just walk away.
Well, there she is. Such a pretty thing. The best words for you, my friend. Until next time. Hello, my story. Well, my name is Degland, and I'm a merchant, yeah? But people say to me, Degland, they say, Degland, why are you a merchant? They find it surprising because I'm such an honest and trustworthy person. And sometimes you hear about your merchants who are, you know, dishonest. Well, I say to those people, I'm not like them. My father used to say to me, Degland, you can't be like the others. You be a good boy. And I was, my friend. I was not only just a good boy, I was the best boy. The best boy now and the best merchant with the best prices for you. My friend, you're in luck. I actually do, but let's keep it down, eh? Don't want anyone else to hear, do we? But I'll be honest with you, my friend. I'm looking after you. There's a bit of a catch. See, it's only gonna work for one person, yeah. I've been keeping it to myself, you know, thinking maybe I'll need it myself one day. But I'm a reasonable guy, yeah. I reckon I could be, what's the word, persuaded? Persuaded to give it away for, say, 1,000 gold coins? Oh, good choice, my friend. You won't regret it. Oh, and if you do, no refunds. Not that it'll matter, because you'll be out of here in no time. And here it is. It's called an elixir of acrobatics. I got it from an alchemist in Morrowind years ago, and I've kept it with me just in case. And now it's all yours. Once you drink it, you'll be able to jump like a skeever on skooma. You should be able to leap up to the shaft at the entrance. Now go, my friend. Get out of here and be free. Still here, I see. I'm not surprised. It was just potato moonshine and a glob of spit for good measure. But don't be too hard on yourself. You're not the first sucker to fall for that old trick, and you won't be the last. I already told you, no refunds. It's my gold now, and there's nothing you can do about it. Gotta remember the dwarf's law, eh? Hey, take it easy. You want to upset the dwarfs and get us all killed? Here's your money. Take it and get lost.
Heard of this mystical natural wonder known as the Fountain of Booze. Do you think the stories are true? I sure hope so. If I ever found it, I would never go sober again.
Oh, I remember the first time I met the Jarl. Oh my, it's very nice of you to take an interest in my life, dear. But you don't need to humor an old woman. Really? Well, You're the first person in the city to say that. Well, let's see. These days I mostly just sweep the streets here, keep them clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness, or so they say. It's not very inspiring, as you can imagine, but the alternative is to wind up like poor Dooley. Oh, you haven't met him yet? Don't worry, I'm sure he'll introduce himself to you sooner or later. He's homeless. He lives in a cave by the lake. I feel sorry for him. I think most of us do. But ever since his brother died, he's been obsessing over some long-lost treasure. The Jarl decided because he can't work, he doesn't deserve to live in a house like the rest of us. So he lives in a tent in a cave of sorts. But don't let him drag you into it. I'm quite sure it's imaginary. A great loss can do terrible things to a person's mind. Well, anyway, that's about all there is about me to tell, I'm afraid. I'm not very interesting. Oh, well, goodbye.
The Jarl is waiting for you on his balcony, on your left.
There's a face I don't recognize. Welcome to my city. I'm Jarl Metellus. Tell me, what is your name? It's always exciting to meet a new member of our small community. Now, before I forget, since you're here for good, you'll need some quarters. Here's a key to the last vacant chambers down in the city, between Brawl and Lukey. It's all yours. I sent you here. I'm not sure. Well, this is my hand. This is real, isn't it? I've even toyed with the idea of creating a portal between 2 points in time, with Brawl's help. But that's odd. My letter makes no mention of what caused the disaster. I suppose I was in a hurry. So tell me, what's going to happen to us? So the dwarves' law is real, after all, just as we always suspected. But you know who broke it? Who was the culprit? You? But why? What did you do? You just... Gods! What is wrong with you? Well, it seems you've been given a second chance. I trust you won't make the same mistake again. Now, assuming you can control yourself this time, I need you to do a favor for me. I need you to investigate this. You must... As Jarl, I authorize you to go... I can't... And of course... Now what do you say? Will you help me? If it helps... Goodbye for now. And good luck. I don't need to tell you what will happen if you fail. Hello again, my friend. Any word about the matter we discussed? Well, I hope your investigation has been thorough. I don't want you accusing the first person you suspect. So, who is it? Gulva. Oh no. I always liked Gulva, but I saw the anger in him too. The sort of atrocity he experienced, it does something to a man. But still, we have to intervene and stop him from whatever he's planning. There's only one thing left to do. I need you to kill him for me, but you need to be discreet about it, so as not to break the dwarves' law. You see, I believe we're being watched by the dwarven statues and busts all around the city. But there are blind spots, areas where they can't see us. One of those areas is the tunnels below the city. If you can lure your suspect down there and kill him, no one will ever know. Ugly business, I know, but it's the only way to save my people, to save us all. It'll be our little secret. Can I count on you one last time? Good. Thank you. Now, here's a key to the tunnels under the city. You can enter via the basement of your own chambers, or any of the others. I knew I could count on you. Sometimes even good people have to do regrettable things. Let me know once it's done.
Hello there, young lady. You look nice. The tunnels. There's a way in. Well, you came to the right person, my friend. Lead the way.
So you can make...
Idiot. I'll send you to steal my produce, Imperial.
They won't see this. The many shall suffer.
Jarl send you to steal my produce, Imperial?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
But don't just do whatever he says. People around here should really learn to stand up to him.
I thought I could help them if I found the right one, but whatever I did, it took me right back to that lake house.
What is it? Yes, let's go.
Uh-oh. Did I scratch your face?
You must stop this from happening.
Where did you come from?
What are you talking about? I've never met you. You're right. I was. How could you have possibly known that? Is that some kind of sorcerer? Well, I don't want any trouble. Let me get out of your way. Let's forget this happened, shall we?
Welcome, love. My story? Oh, not much to tell, love. I just work the land, make sure we've got enough food for everyone. Can't afford to run out here, you know? It's hard work. Probably harder than being Jarl, but I don't mind it. Keeps me active as I'm getting on a bit. And I sleep soundly every night. No, love. I don't think he works hard at all. And I'd say the same to his face if I ever saw him. But he's always hiding up there in his citadel, doing... You know what? I'm not even sure what he does. I know he doesn't keep order. We've got the dwarves' law for that. But live and let live, I say. As long as I have a roof over my head and food on my table, and good neighbors like Gulvar, I can't complain. I'll be seeing you around, love.
We can talk, but be quick. Domitus could be back any second.
I trust you're on your way to speak with the Jarl.
Welcome to our city. I trust you've spoken with our Jarl.
Oh, I remember the first time. See you another time, then.
wouldn't want to keep the Jarl waiting, would you? I'm sorry, what's my story? What in oblivion is your story? How dare you come in here like you own the place and expect me to explain myself to you? I beg your pardon. Did you just threaten to hurt me? Is that supposed to make me frightened of you? Let me explain something to you, peasant. Cut a single hair on my beard, cast a single spell, fire a single arrow, and the dwarves' law means you're dead. Dead. Got it? You might have been somebody important in your old life, but down here, you're no one. Here, I own you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Ah, you peasants, never thinking things through. You see, down here, I don't need to hurt you to have power over you. Force means nothing here. I get to enjoy the privileges that my station in life affords me. I live in the Citadel, I do what I want, and I eat the food you peasants give me. And if the peasants feel hard done by, what are they going to do about it? Start a rebellion? Plot a little coup against the Jarl? Ridiculous. They'd break the dwarves' law and be dead within minutes, so they'll never do it. They'll just accept their lot in life and do what they're told. And that's why, now that you know your place, you're going to do something for me. I want you to retrieve something for me. It's a helmet, dwarven, made thousands of years ago, but still in immaculate condition. One of those vigilants of Standar had it with him when he went down into the old mine tunnels over by the lake. He never came out. I want you to go down there and bring it back. Now, do you have any questions? Because if you don't, you'll have made a very powerful enemy here. I'll make you regret the day you were born. Got it? Because the Jarl boarded up the door to the tunnels and told us not to go down there, and I value my good standing with the Jarl. Now there's a good peasant. Go on now. And don't you show your face in the Citadel again without it, you understand?
Have you spoken with the Jarl yet? My story? Well, I'm from Markarth originally. Started working at Kolskegga Mines as a lad. And after a while, the Silverbloods made me foreman. I was doing pretty well for myself, until somebody decided to knock me down the shaft into this place. I had a wife and son. Still up there, I suppose, though they probably think I'm long gone. But chin up, right? Meanwhile, I'm stuck down here, supervising workers to earn me keep, waiting for the day that I can get out of here and back to my life in Markarth. Well, I'd be lying if I said they're happy, but I'd also be lying if I said I cared. They're decent people and all, but they seem to have an hard time grasping that somebody around here's got to work the farms, or we all starve. Gulver's the worst of the lot. Seems like a decent man at first, but he's got a temper on him. Once he told me he killed a man before he came here. He'll tell you if you ask him. Of course, down here with the dwarves' law, a bad temper could land us all in a lot of trouble. I'd keep an eye on that one if I were you. Alright, well, I'll see you around.